The metal doors of the transport ship opened with a hiss. Ja Kim took her first step onto the landing platform of the Intergalactic Academy of Combat Sciences. She pulled her small bag higher on her shoulder and looked up at the massive building. The academy stood tall against the purple sky of planet Nexus, its white towers reaching toward the three moons. Another human. They let anyone in these days, a voice said from behind her. Jia didn't turn around. She kept her eyes forward and her face calm. She had been warned this would happen. Humans were seen as the weakest species in the galaxy. Too fragile, too slow, too soft. But Jia was not what she seemed. She walked toward the main building, ignoring the laughs and stares from the alien students. Some had blue skin, others had 4 arms. One group had scales that changed color with their mood. Humans were rare here, only 5 in the whole academy of 3,000 students. At registration, a tall woman with silver skin handed Jia her room key. Room 342, East Wing. Your roommate is already there, she said without looking up. The halls were busy with students moving in. Jia kept her head down. She found room 342 and pressed her hand to the scanner. The door slid open. Inside, a boy with light blue skin and white hair was putting clothes in a drawer. He turned and smiled. "Hello, you must be my roommate." "I'm Hyun," he said, extending a 4-fingered hand. "Jia," she said, shaking his hand briefly. "You're Nivian." Hyun's eyes widened. "You know my species. Most humans can't tell us apart from the Azurians." Jia realized her mistake. A normal human wouldn't know the difference. "I studied a lot before coming here," she said quickly. "Well, you got the good bed by the window," Hyun said, pointing. "First years have orientation in 1 hour." Jia nodded and began unpacking her few belongings. She didn't bring much, just some plain clothes and a small wooden box that she placed carefully under her bed when Hyun wasn't looking. The academy's main hall was filled with new students. They sat in rows facing a stage where 5 instructors stood. The head instructor stepped forward. He was human, which surprised Jia. His name tag read, Commander Do. "Welcome to the Intergalactic Academy of Combat Sciences," he said in a strong voice that filled the room. "You are here because you showed potential, but potential means nothing without training." His eyes moved across the crowd, and for a moment, they stopped on Jia. She felt a chill. Combat is not just about strength. It is about skill, speed, and most importantly, knowing your enemy. "You will learn all this here," Commander Do continued. "Tomorrow, we begin with assessment tests. Rest well tonight." When the orientation ended, Jia followed the crowd out. As she passed through the door, a hand touched her shoulder. It was Commander Do. "Miss Kim," he said quietly. "A word." He led her to a small side room and closed the door. "Your enrollment file is interesting," he said, looking at a tablet in his hand. Jia kept her face calm. "Is something wrong?" "Your test scores were perfect. Too perfect." Commander Do looked up at her. "And there's a 2-year gap in your records before you applied here." "I was sick," Jia said, the lie ready on her lips. "My family moved around a lot for treatment." Commander Do studied her face. "I see. Well, I look forward to your assessment tomorrow." He opened the door. "Oh, and Miss Kim, the academy has many eyes. Remember that." Back in her room, Hyun was talking excitedly about the classes. Jia half listened as she looked out the window at the purple sky. She had made it this far. Tomorrow would be the real test. Under her bed, the wooden box hummed softly, unheard by anyone but her. Morning came with a loud buzz from the room speakers. Jia opened her eyes instantly. She had been awake for hours, sitting in silent meditation on the floor beside her bed. "Time for assessment," Hyun said with a yawn. His blue skin looked paler in the morning light. "Are you nervous?" Jia stood up smoothly. "No," she said. "You should be," Hyun said with a worried look. "The first assessment is tough. They pair us against someone they think matches our level. The combat arena was a large circular room with high walls. Viewing areas rose above it where senior students and teachers watched. The floor was soft but firm, designed to cushion falls without affecting movement. 30 first-year students stood in a line. Commander Do walked in front of them, reading names from his tablet. Hyun and Zori, he called. Hyun stepped forward, along with a girl with red skin and sharp teeth. They moved to the center of the arena. Begin, Commander Do said. The fight was quick. Hyun was fast, but Zori was stronger. She pinned him in less than a minute. More pairs fought. Some matches lasted seconds, others went on for several minutes. Jia watched carefully, learning each species' strengths and weaknesses. Jia and Tai. Commander Do finally called. Jia stepped forward. Across from her stood a tall boy with gray skin that seemed to shift like smoke, a Proxian. They were known for their quick reflexes and ability to predict movements. Begin, Commander Do said. Ta moved first, rushing toward Jia with incredible speed. The other students leaned forward, expecting the human girl to fall quickly. But Jia wasn't there when Ta reached her spot. She had moved aside so fast that many missed it. Ta looked confused for a split second. That was all Jia needed. Her hand shot out, touching 3 points on Ta's arm. His eyes widened as his limb went limp. She stepped around him, her movements flowing like water. 2 more touches to his back, and Tai fell to his knees, unable to move. The room went silent. Commander Do's eyebrows rose slightly. Victory to Jia, he said quietly. Whispers spread through the arena as Jia helped Tai to his feet. The paralysis would wear off in minutes. What did you do to me? Tai asked, his voice a mix of fear and respect. Pressure points, Jia said simply. Everyone has them. As they walked off the floor, Jia felt eyes on her. Looking up, she saw Commander Do watching her closely. Behind him stood a tall student with golden skin and eyes like black holes. He stared at Jia with intense interest. Back in the locker room, no one stood near Jia. They kept their distance, whispering. That was amazing, Hyun said when he found her. No human has ever beaten a Proxian in direct combat before. How did you do it? Lucky guess, Jia said, closing her locker. The technique you used, a deep voice said from behind them. It's not taught anywhere in the known galaxy. Jia turned to see the golden-skinned student from the viewing area. He was tall, with broad shoulders and perfect features. I'm Sung, he said, his black eyes fixed on her. Top fighter at the academy for 2 years running. Jia said nothing. What you did was impossible, Sung continued, which means either you're not what you appear to be, or you're cheating. Other students gathered around, watching. I just paid attention during orientation, Jia said calmly. Commander Do said combat isn't just about strength. Sung's perfect face hardened. We'll see what you really are, human, he said, the last word like an insult. No one hides secrets here for long. As he walked away, Hyun looked worried. That's not good. Sung comes from a powerful Ardani family. He's never lost a match. There's always a first time, Jia said. Later, in her room, Jia sat on her bed and opened the wooden box. Inside was a small stone that glowed with soft blue light. She held it in her hand, feeling its warmth. Too careless, she whispered to herself. I need to be more careful tomorrow. The stone pulsed once in agreement, as if it understood. 3 days passed. Jia kept to herself during classes, careful not to show too much skill. But the story of her fight with Ta had spread throughout the academy. Students watched her in the hallways, some with fear, others with curiosity. At lunch, Jia sat alone, eating quietly. The food was bland, designed to meet the nutritional needs of all species. She felt a movement and looked up to see Hyun sliding onto the bench across from her. You shouldn't sit with me, Jia said. It's not good for you. Hyun shrugged. I don't care what others think. He leaned forward and lowered his voice. But you should care about Sung. He's been asking questions about you. Jia continued eating. Let him ask. You don't understand, Hyun said, his blue face serious. His family controls half the military ships in the Ardani fleet. They have power. Real power. Before Jia could answer, a hush fell over the cafeteria. She turned to see Sung walking toward their table. 4 other students followed him, each from a different species, all looking strong and dangerous. Sung stopped in front of Jia. His golden skin gleamed under the lights. Jia Kim, he said, his voice carrying across the now silent room. I challenge you to combat. Whispers erupted around them. Challenges outside of class were rare and serious. I decline, Jia said simply, turning back to her food. Sung's black eyes narrowed. You can't decline. It's academy tradition. When a higher-ranked student issues a challenge, it must be accepted. Tradition, not rule, Jia replied, not looking up. Afraid, human? Sung asked loudly. Afraid everyone will see what you really are. Jia finally looked up at him. Her eyes were calm, but something in them made Sung take a small step back. I accept, she said quietly. When? 3 days from now. Main arena. Sung smiled, showing teeth that were too perfect. The whole academy will watch. As he walked away, Hyun looked terrified. Why did you accept? No one has ever beaten Sung. He's ruthless. In his last challenge, he broke both arms of an Orient fighter. I'll be fine, Jia said, standing up. As she walked out of the cafeteria, she noticed Commander Do watching from a corner. Their eyes met briefly before she left. That night, Jia couldn't sleep. She sat by the window, looking at the stars. Hyun was snoring softly in his bed. A soft beep came from her tablet. A message. Meet me at training room 12. Now. Commander Do. Jia moved silently through the dark hallways. Training room 12 was in the oldest part of the academy, rarely used anymore. The door slid open as she approached. Inside, Commander Do stood in the center of a small training floor. He wore simple black clothes instead of his uniform. Close the door, he said. When the door shut, he tapped a panel on the wall. Room secure. No recordings, no monitoring. Jia stayed near the door. Why am I here? You accepted Sung's challenge, Commander Do said. That was either very brave or very foolish. I had no choice. There's always a choice. Commander Do walked closer. Your file says you're from Earth Colony 7. But Colony 7 has no record of a Jia Kim. Jia said nothing. The technique you used against Ta, Commander Do continued, is a nerve strike method. It hasn't been seen in this galaxy for over 300 years. It belongs to a race that's supposed to be extinct. Jia's hand moved slightly toward her pocket, where she kept a small weapon. I'm not your enemy, Jia, Commander Do said, noticing the movement. But Sung is, and he will try to expose you in front of everyone. Why do you care? Jia asked. Commander Do's face softened slightly. Because I knew someone like you once. Long ago. He turned away. Sung will not fight fair. He will push you until you have to reveal what you can really do. What should I do? Jia asked. Train. Prepare. And decide how much of yourself you're willing to show. Commander Do walked to the door. This room isn't on the schedule. Use it at night if you need to practice. After he left, Jia stood alone in the training room. She took out the glowing stone from her pocket. 3 days, she whispered to it. We have 3 days to figure this out. Night fell over the academy. Most students were asleep. Jia moved silently through the dark hallways, staying in the shadows. She reached training room 12 and slipped inside. The room lit up with a soft blue glow as she entered. Jia placed her wooden box on the floor and opened it. The blue stone inside pulsed with light. She took a deep breath and began to move. Her body flowed like water, each movement perfect and sharp. She punched the air, her fist stopping just short of a training dummy. A small wave of energy left her hand, hitting the dummy and sending it flying across the room. Jia frowned. Too much power. Too visible. For 2 hours, she practiced, trying to control her strength. She needed to beat Sung without revealing too much. It was a difficult balance. Your form is good, but your control needs work. Jia spun around. Commander Do stood in the doorway. She hadn't heard him enter. How long have you been watching? She asked. Long enough. He walked into the room. That's not human combat training. Jia quickly closed the wooden box, hiding the stone. I should go. Wait. Commander Do held up his hand. I said I'm not your enemy. I meant it. He rolled up his sleeve. On his forearm was a small mark, a circle with a line through it. Jia's eyes widened. You know the Guardians, she whispered. Commander Do nodded. I fought alongside one many years ago. He saved my life. He looked at Jia's wooden box. That's a focus stone, isn't it? I've only seen one other. Jia hesitated, then nodded. So, Commander Do said, you're not just human. What are you? I'm half human, Jia said quietly. My mother was from Earth. My father. She paused. My father was a guardian. Commander Do's eyes widened. Impossible. The Guardians died out centuries ago. Not all of them, Jia said. A few survived, hiding on distant planets. My father was one. He met my mother on Earth where he was hiding. Where is he now? Jia's face hardened. Dead. Hunters found him 3 years ago. My mother too. Commander Do was silent for a moment. And now they hunt you. Yes, that's why I came here. To learn control. To hide in plain sight. Jia looked at him. But I'm not good at hiding yet. No, you're not. Commander Do agreed. Sung suspects something. If you show your true abilities in the challenge, everyone will know you're different. Then what do I do? Commander Do walked to the center of the room. I'll help you. We have 2 days to prepare. I can show you how to fight like a skilled human, not a guardian. Jia looked doubtful. Why would you help me? Because I owe a debt to the Guardians, Commander Do said. And because if those hunting you find out you're here, everyone at this academy could be in danger. For the next hour, Commander Do taught Jia how to hold back her power, how to fight in a way that would look impressive but not impossible. Remember, he said as they finished, Sung will try to make you angry. He'll push you to reveal your true nature. Don't let him. Jia nodded, wiping sweat from her face. I understand. As she walked back to her room later, Jia felt someone watching her. She turned quickly but saw only shadows. When she reached her room, Hyun was sitting up in bed. Where were you? He asked, his voice strange. I needed to walk, Jia said. I couldn't sleep. Hyun watched her with worried eyes. Jia, I should tell you something. Sung has been asking me questions about you. Jia froze. What kind of questions? He wants to know your routine. When you leave the room. What you do when you're alone. Hyun looked down. He threatened to hurt my family if I didn't tell them. Did you? Jia asked quietly. Hyun couldn't meet her eyes. I'm sorry. Jia realized now who had been watching her in the hallway. Sung was having her followed. It's okay, she said to Hyun. It's not your fault. But as she lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, Jia knew she was running out of time. The challenge was 2 days away, and her secret was already starting to unravel. Morning came too quickly. Jia had barely slept. She dressed quickly and left while Hyun was still sleeping. She didn't blame him for telling Sung about her, but she needed time alone to think. The academy gardens were empty this early. Jia sat under a tree with strange purple leaves. The air smelled sweet. It reminded her of her mother's garden on Earth. Your father was very much like you. Jia turned to see Commander Do standing nearby. He sat down beside her. You knew my father? She asked. Commander Do nodded. Not well, but I met him once during the border wars. He called himself Han then. He saved my entire unit from an ambush. Jia smiled slightly. Han wasn't his real name. Guardians don't use names the way humans do. Tell me about them, Commander Do said. The Guardians. The records about them are mostly legends now. Jia looked at the sky, gathering her thoughts. The Guardians were created, not born, she began. Made by an ancient race called the Founders to protect the galaxy from threats. They were given great power and long life. Created how? Commander Do asked. I don't know exactly, Jia said. My father didn't tell me everything. But they were meant to be perfect warriors, strong, fast, able to sense danger before it came. She touched the pocket where she kept her blue stone. The focus stones were their link to the Founder's power. They helped Guardians control their abilities. Commander Do pointed to her pocket. And that's your father's stone. Jia nodded. He gave it to me before he died. He said it would help me learn to control the Guardian part of me. And have you learned? Not enough, Jia admitted. Sometimes the power just happens when I'm angry or scared. That's why I came here. To learn discipline. Commander Do was quiet for a moment. Then he asked, Who hunts you? They call themselves the Purifiers, Jia said, her voice hardening. They believe the Guardians were a mistake, that we upset the natural order of things. There are others like me. Half Guardians, not many. We try to stay hidden, stay apart. It's safer that way. Commander Do nodded slowly. And after the challenge with Sung, what then? If I can win without showing my true nature, I stay and continue learning, Jia said. If not, I leave. Find somewhere else to hide. A bell rang in the distance, signaling the start of morning classes. Come to training room 12 tonight, Commander Do said as they stood. One final session before the challenge. Throughout the day, Jia felt eyes on her. Not just Sung and his friends, but other students too. Word of the challenge had spread. Some students whispered that Sung had never lost a fight. Others wondered how a human girl had beaten a Proxian. In combat class, Jia kept her movements simple and human. No special techniques. Nothing that would draw attention. But it was hard. The Guardian part of her wanted to move faster, strike harder. After classes, she found Hyun waiting in their room. His blue face looked troubled. I'm sorry, he said again. I shouldn't have told Sung anything. It's okay, Jia said. But I need to know, what exactly did you tell him? Hyun looked down. That you leave our room at night sometimes. That you come back tired. He thinks you're meeting someone or using illegal enhancers. Jia almost laughed. If only it were that simple. He's having me followed now. Hyun continued. One of his friends is watching me report back. An idea formed in Jia's mind. Then let's give them something to report, she said. Tonight, I'll leave as usual. Let them follow me. But I won't go where they expect. Where will you go? Hyun asked. Somewhere I can set a trap, Jia said. It's time to send Sung a message. That night, Jia left her room, making sure she was seen. But instead of heading to training room 12, she went in the opposite direction, toward the place she knew Sung's followers would be waiting. Jia moved silently through the dark hallways. Her steps made no sound. Behind her, two of Sung's friends followed, thinking she couldn't hear them. One was a Vexian with enhanced hearing. The other was a large draconian whose scales glowed faintly in the dark. She led them to the old storage area near the back of the academy. It was filled with broken training equipment and forgotten supplies. Perfect for what she had planned. Jia slipped inside and hid behind a large broken robot. She waited. The door opened. The Vexian and Draconian entered, looking around. Where did she go? The Draconian whispered. I don't know. I can't hear her anymore, the Vexian answered. Jia stepped out from her hiding place. Looking for me. They spun around, surprised. We were just, the Vexian began. Following me, Jia finished. For Sung, the Draconian moved toward her. He was twice her size, with powerful arms and a thick tail. So what if we were? What are you going to do about it, human? Jia stayed calm. I'm going to send Sung a message. She moved faster than they could follow. In 3 seconds, both of them were on the floor, unable to move. Jia had used just enough force to disable them without causing real harm. She knelt beside them. Tell Sung to stop watching me. Tell him to fight fair tomorrow. Or next time, I won't be so gentle. As she turned to leave, the door opened again. Sung stood there, his golden skin gleaming even in the dim light. Impressive, he said, looking at his friends on the floor. But not human. Jia faced him. I am human. No human moves like that. Sung stepped closer. What are you? Your opponent tomorrow, Jia said. Nothing more. Sung smiled, but his black eyes remained cold. We'll see. I have friends in high places, friends who are very interested in unusual beings. A chill ran through Jia. Did he know about the purifiers? Leave me alone, Sung, she said quietly. You'll get your fight tomorrow. Oh, I'll get more than that, Sung replied. I'll get the truth. And then I'll get whatever reward comes from turning you in. Jia left quickly, her mind racing. This was bad. If Sung had connections to the purifiers, she was in real danger. When she reached training room 12, Commander Do was waiting. Your plan didn't work, he said as soon as she entered. You knew. Of course I knew. I know everything that happens in this academy. Commander Do looked concerned. Sung was there, wasn't he? Jia nodded. He talked about friends who are interested in unusual beings. Do you think he knows about the purifiers? It's possible, Commander Do said. The Ardani have connections throughout the galaxy, but it doesn't change what you must do tomorrow. Which is? Win without revealing your full power, Commander Do said. It's your only chance to stay hidden. They trained hard that night. Commander Do showed Jia how to fight in a way that would seem skilled but human, how to hold back just enough. It was nearly morning when Jia returned to her room. To her surprise, Hyun wasn't there. His bed was empty. She found a note on her pillow. The writing was shaky. Jia, I'm sorry. Sung took me. He says if you don't show your true power in the fight, I will suffer. Don't worry about me. Keep your secret. Hyun. Jia crushed the note in her hand. Her eyes flashed with blue light that she couldn't control. The wooden box under her bed began to glow brightly, responding to her anger. She took deep breaths, trying to calm herself. This changed everything. Sung wasn't just trying to expose her now. He was threatening her only friend. The door opened. Jia turned, ready to fight. But it was Commander Do. You've heard, he said, looking at the crushed note in her hand. They took Hyun, Jia said, her voice tight with anger. I have to help him. If you go after him now, you'll reveal yourself to everyone, Commander Do warned. That's what Sung wants. I can't just leave Hyun. You won't, Commander Do said. I have a plan. But first, we need to get through the challenge today, without showing what you really are. Jia looked at him, unsure. Trust me, Commander Do said. We can save Hyun and keep your secret. But you must control yourself in the arena today. The morning bell rang, signaling the start of the day. In 6 hours, Jia would face Sung in the challenge that would decide everything. The main arena was packed with students and teachers. What had started as a simple challenge had become the main event of the Academy's quarterly tournament. Even officials from nearby star systems had come to watch. Jia stood in the preparation room, trying to stay calm. Her blue stone was hidden in a small pocket sewn into her fighting clothes. She could feel its warmth against her skin. Commander Do entered the room and closed the door. We don't have much time, he said. I've located Hyun. Sung is keeping him in the old observatory tower. I have 2 trusted teachers ready to free him during your fight. Will he be safe? Jia asked. Yes, but you need to keep Sung occupied. Commander Do's face grew serious. There's something else you should know. There are representatives from a group called the Consortium in the audience today. Jia froze. The Consortium. They fund much of the Academy, but they also have connections to many groups across the galaxy. Commander Do lowered his voice, including, I believe, the Purifiers. Jia's heart raced. How many? 3 of them. In the VIP section. Commander Do put his hand on Jia's shoulder. You must be very careful today. Sung is dangerous on his own, but with the Consortium watching. I understand, Jia said. A bell rang, signaling 5 minutes until the match. One more thing, Commander Do said quickly. Sung has taken performance enhancers. Illegal ones. He'll be stronger and faster than in your training simulations. Jia nodded. This would make holding back even harder. When she walked into the arena, the crowd grew quiet. Across the fighting circle stood Sung. His golden skin seemed to shine more brightly than usual, his black eyes fixed on her with cold hatred. In the stands, Jia spotted 3 beings in dark blue uniforms sitting apart from the others. The Consortium representatives. They'd watched her with unusual interest. The head referee, an elderly Volian with silvery skin, stood between Jia and Sung. This is an official challenge match, the referee announced. Victory comes by submission or incapacitation. Killing blows are forbidden. He looked at both fighters. Begin. Sung moved first, faster than he had any right to be. His fist nearly caught Jia's jaw, but she dodged just in time. The crowd gasped at his speed. Jia fought defensively, using the techniques Commander Do had taught her. She made herself look skilled but human. No impossible moves, no supernatural speed. But Sung was too enhanced. His strength was overwhelming. A kick caught Jia in the side, sending her rolling across the floor. Pain flared in her ribs. Is that all, human? Sung taunted loudly. I expected more from someone with your special abilities. He was trying to provoke her, to make her reveal herself. Jia got to her feet slowly, pretending to be more hurt than she was. Sung attacked again. This time, Jia couldn't dodge completely. His elbow struck her shoulder, and she heard something crack. Real pain shot through her arm. In the stands, the Consortium representatives leaned forward, watching intently. Where is your power now? Sung whispered as they grappled. Show it, or your friend Hyun suffers. Jia's control slipped. Anger rose inside her. The blue stone in her pocket grew hot. You want to see? She whispered back. Fine. She pushed Sung back with only half her strength. It was still enough to send him stumbling across the arena floor. The crowd went silent in shock. Sung's eyes widened with triumph. I knew it, he said. You're not human. I am human, Jia said. Just not only human. From the corner of her eye, Jia saw Commander Do at the arena entrance. He gave a small nod. Hyun was safe. Relief flooded through her. Now she could focus on Sung. The golden-skinned fighter charged again, moving even faster than before. But this time, Jia was done holding back. Not all the way. She couldn't reveal everything, but enough to end this fight. As Sung reached her, time seemed to slow down for Jia. She saw every movement, predicted every strike. The guardian part of her took over. Jia moved with grace that no human should possess. Her injured arm no longer seemed to bother her. Her eyes began to glow with a faint blue light that matched the stone hidden in her pocket. The crowd watched in stunned silence as she dodged Sung's fastest attacks with ease. It was like watching a dance, beautiful and deadly. Sung grew angry, his perfect face twisted with rage. He pulled a small blade from his boot, a clear violation of the rules. The referee moved to stop the fight, but Sung was too quick. He lunged at Jia with the blade aimed at her heart. She didn't dodge. Instead, she caught his wrist mid-strike. The blue glow in her eyes grew brighter. No more, she said quietly. With a simple twist, she disarmed him. The blade clattered to the floor. Then she moved, so fast that most eyes couldn't follow. Her hand struck specific points on Sung's body, not to hurt but to disable. Sung fell to his knees, unable to move his limbs. "What did you do to me?" he gasped. "Pressure points," Jia said. "The same technique I used on Ta. You'll recover in about an hour." The arena was completely silent. Then, from the VIP section, one of the consortium representatives stood up. His face was pale, with deep red eyes. He stared at Jia with intense interest. "Guardian technique," he said, his voice carrying across the arena. "The 7-point paralysis, not seen in this galaxy for centuries." Whispers spread through the crowd. The word guardian was repeated with fear and awe. "The match is over," the referee announced. "Victory to Jia Kim." But no one moved. All eyes were on Jia and the consortium representative who had spoken. "What are you?" Sung asked from the floor, his voice filled with hatred. "Some kind of hybrid freak." Jia looked at him calmly. "I am what I am. Nothing more, nothing less." The consortium members were talking urgently into their communication devices. Jia knew they were contacting the purifiers. She had to leave soon. Commander Do stepped into the arena and helped Sung to his feet, though the golden-skinned fighter still couldn't move his limbs properly. "This student needs medical attention," Commander Do said to the referee. "And the winner should rest too." He gave Jia a meaningful look. It was time to go. As she walked toward the exit, students parted to let her pass. Some looked afraid, others curious. A few looked at her with new respect. Near the door stood Hyun, his blue face bruised but otherwise unharmed. He smiled weakly at Jia. "You didn't have to do that," he said. "Reveal yourself for me." "Yes, I did," Jia replied. "You're my friend." Commander Do joined them, speaking in a low voice. "The consortium has identified you. They're calling in specialists to capture you. We need to move quickly." "We?" Jia asked. "I told you I owed a debt to the Guardians," Commander Do said. "I intend to pay it. I have a ship ready." "Where will we go?" Jia asked. "There are others like you," Commander Do said. "Half Guardians living in secret. I've been helping them for years. Now I'll help you join them." Hyun looked between them. "Can I come too? I have nothing left here. Sun will make sure I'm expelled for helping you." Before Jia could answer, alarms began to sound throughout the academy. A voice came over the announcement system. "Attention all personnel. Lockdown in progress. Be on alert for student Jia Kim. Approach with extreme caution. Consortium security has taken command." "Decision time," Commander Do said urgently. "We need to go now." Jia touched the blue stone in her pocket. It pulsed with energy, telling her to run. But another part of her, her human heart, was tired of running. "No," she said firmly. "I'm done hiding." Commander Do looked surprised. "What are you saying?" "The purifiers will never stop hunting my kind," Jia said. "Running only delays the inevitable. It's time for the galaxy to remember the Guardians, to know we still exist." Her eyes glowed blue again, brighter than before. The blue stone floated out of her pocket, hovering in front of her. "I'll face them," she said. "Here, now, on my terms." The academy hallways were filled with security officers in dark blue uniforms. They moved quickly, searching for Jia. Outside, ships landed on the academy grounds. Consortium ships with weapons ready. In the main arena, Jia stood calmly. The blue stone floated in front of her, glowing brightly. Commander Do and Hyun stood beside her. "You don't have to do this," Commander Do said. "We can still escape." "No more running," Jia replied. "No more hiding." The doors burst open. 20 consortium soldiers rushed in, weapons pointed at Jia. Behind them walked the 3 representatives from the VIP section. The one with red eyes stepped forward. "Half Guardian," he said. "You will come with us now." Jia looked at him without fear. "Why do you hunt us? What have the Guardians ever done to you?" "Your kind upsets the balance of power," the red-eyed man said. The Guardians were never meant to mix with other species. Hybrids like you are unpredictable, dangerous. I never hurt anyone who didn't try to hurt me first, Gia said. It doesn't matter, he replied. The purifiers have decreed that all Guardian bloodlines must end. Now come quietly, or we will take you by force. Gia smiled slightly. I don't think so. She reached out and touched the blue stone. It pulsed once, and a wave of energy spread through the arena. The soldiers' weapons suddenly powered down. The lights flickered. What did you do? The red-eyed man demanded. Guardian stones don't just focus our power, Gia explained. They can control energy, all kinds of energy. From the entrance came sounds of fighting. More consortium soldiers fell to the ground, unconscious. 5 people walked in, 3 women and 2 men. They looked mostly human, but their eyes glowed with different colors: blue, green, gold, and purple. You're not the only one who got tired of hiding, Commander Do said to Jia. I called some friends. The newcomers formed a circle around Jia, facing outward toward the consortium forces. More half-breeds, the red-eyed man spat. This changes nothing. The purifiers will hunt you all down eventually. No, said a woman with glowing green eyes. That ends today. We're done being hunted. The red-eyed man laughed. 5 half-guardians against the entire consortium. You have no chance. 5. Commander Do stepped forward. He removed something from his neck, a small pendant that had been hidden under his uniform. It glowed with red light. Not 5, he said. 6. The consortium representatives looked shocked. You're one of them. A quarter guardian on my mother's side, Commander Do said. Enough to use this stone. Enough to help protect others like me. And we're not fighting alone, Gia added. The academy doors opened again. Students poured in, dozens of them from all different species. Ta the Proxian was there. Even some of Sung's former friends joined them. The academy charter, Hyun announced loudly, holding up a tablet, says that no external force can remove a student without the agreement of the full student council. We voted. The answer is no. The red-eyed man looked around at the growing crowd. His soldiers were outnumbered. This isn't over, he hissed. Yes, it is, Jaya said firmly. The Guardians protected the galaxy once. We can do it again. But not by hiding. By standing together. She turned to the students. Humans are considered weak in this galaxy. I am half human, but look what I can do when I stop hiding my strength. Her eyes glowed brighter. Imagine what all of us can do together, every species, every ability, united. The students cheered. The consortium representatives backed away. You have 1 minute to leave academy grounds, Commander Do told them. After that, we can't promise your safety. As the consortium forces retreated, Gia turned to the other half-guardians. What now? She asked. The woman with green eyes smiled. Now we build something new. Not hiding, not running. A new order of protectors. And we start right here, Commander Do said, at the academy, teaching others what real strength is. Jia looked at Hyun, who smiled back at her. For the first time since her parents died, she felt hope. She wasn't alone anymore. New beginnings, she said, as her blue stone settled back into her hand, warm and bright with possibility.